What's up, people? I'm Shaggy, the Opinionated Hippie, and this is part 48 of my reviewing and ranking the Grateful Dead's Dave's picks. We're almost caught up. They just released 49. I think 50 orders for 50 just went out. So we're almost caught up with this. So we're on Dave's pick number 48. I'm going to review this, and then I'll rank this among the other 47. And this is a complete show from November 20th, 1971. The complete show is on 2 discs, and then there is a bonus disc of material from October 24th, 70, an entire year before that. And if you have seen another video or seen my rankings or followed, you will know that the other 71 material that has been released is at the very, very back of the list. I believe there have been 2 other 71 releases, and at this point, prior to the reviewing of this, those 271 were the bottom 2. Not because they're bad shows, not saying they were bad shows, but 71 is very much a transition year. They're introducing a lot of new songs. There's not a lot of jams. The jams are generally confined to a handful of the same songs and almost the same format, the way they kind of play out the jams. And a lot of some of the really interesting stuff they were doing in 70, maybe the raw, bluesier, just hardline psych stuff was being phased out as we head in towards that more Europe 72, 73, 74, jazzier, a little more fluid, a little more way out there type vibe. And 71 is very much a transition year. And you kind of very much get that in this. The entire first set is on disc 1, 14 songs. That's a lot of songs for a Dead set. And really, you're not getting anything jammed at all. You get a Bertha, good Keith energy. I'll give Keith props. The piano vibe is really strong in this 71 show. The 70 show has Pigpen. I believe it's only Keith on the 71 show. I don't think Pigpen was there for these. But Keith sounds fantastic, like absolutely fantastic. Really, really, really good keyboard presence. So you get Bertha, Me and My Uncle, a Sugaree that's pretty much just lyrics, vocals, beating on down the line. Tennessee Jed, which I still think brings it, and I still think is a great live song, even though this is a relatively short Tennessee Jed. Mexicali, Brown Eyed Women, really good Brown Eyed Women. Good energy in Brown Eyed Women. El Paso, Big Railroad Blues, a Jack Straw, a Cumberland Blues, another one that delivers all the time, every time. Playing in the band, the jam essentially just consists of them messing around with the playing in the band theme for a minute, 2 minutes before they like do all over the place, and then they kind of come back. Not much to that. Really, they're just very, very tepidly starting to explore the playing in the band jam. A Casey Jones and a One More Saturday Night. 14 songs, 1 disc. Pretty good energy, some great Keith presence. But I can't say there's anything that's an absolute must here. Though if you really think playing in the band eventually evolved into one of their greatest improv, they're like the great set piece for their improv, yeah, might be Dark Star, but maybe playing in the band because it was there longer. I don't know. It is fun to hear this playing in the band to see what it was like really, really early when it is them just kind of having no idea what they're going to do. Like we have 7-minute jams contained in 45-minute jams in like 3 years. This is a 7-minute playing. Kind of fascinating. Set 2 is the entirety of disc 2. Open up with a pretty solid truckin', just pretty solid truckin' for this era. That goes into a drums. We get a really nice other one. We're pretty much in straight other one territory for most of it. Some really good psych other one exploration. Nice little jam before the vocals, kind of that post meltdown after the first vocals. We get this really nice, almost like standalone island jam that lasts for a couple minutes right before we go into the second verse. That's like doesn't really sound like anything that's other one related, but it's a really nice sort of like island jam in the middle of the larger like other one energy. A pretty good other one. I think the energy is fantastic. Jerry's playing is fantastic. Everybody sounds really good. It's only about 24 minutes long, which in this era, is kind of on the short end, but it's good. I think it's probably one of the two obvious highlights of the release. That kind of ends. Like we get some really nice jam and energy. We get that little pocket jam. We go into the second verse. As soon as the second verse is finished, we're back into the do into like that's it for the other one. But we don't get that, and then the song ends. And we get a Ramble on Rose. Ramble on Rose has some really aggressive energy that's kind of cool. Kind of just sounds aggressive, kind of neat. Sugar Mag, You Win Again. A Not Fade Away that's actually really good. It's not the longest jam in the world, but you get a really nice, fully committed China, like the China writer segue territory, that sort of no man's land between the two songs when we're still in China territory, but we're taking off toward Ryder. We get a really good China jam right in the middle of Not Fade Away that's pretty good. Really strong Going Down the Road Feeling Bad, back into a Not Fade Away. That's probably the highlights easily. The other one, just the energy that's there, and then the Not Fade Away, Going Down the Road, Not Fade Away. A really strong ending to this. I wouldn't rank it among the best from this era, but it's actually that Not Fade Away and Going Down the Road is actually pretty good. That China jam is pretty interesting. It's pretty fully committed. It's not just a tease. You almost forget that you're not listening to China for a while. That's how committed that jam is. So that's pretty cool. And so that's good. The second set is actually pretty good. Like, none of these jams are truly epic, but the trucking into drums is good. Other one is great energy. Ramble On. Yeah, the Sugar Mag, You Win Again are fun. And then the Not Fade Away, GDT RFB is good, into Not Fade Away. So really strong second set. Probably the highlight of the show. First set, just a lot of strong versions of songs. The bonus disc, coming from a year earlier, has two things I absolutely usually cringe away from in a set list, but one of them I think actually delivers. Opens with a Dancing in the Streets, which is awesome. Just, it has that sort of patient, methodical exploration, like, hey, we're in this territory, we're going to jam this out for a while, we're just feeling good. The energy in the dancing is absolutely fantastic, very exploratory, but not too crazy, not too rushed, not too frantic, just a really good, solid exploration. The Dancing in the Streets is pretty awesome. Then we get a Hurts Me Too. We get a Good Lovin'. We get like a 20-minute Good Lovin'. I'm not a Good Lovin' fan. I don't like it. Not really a big fan of it. The Pigpen era, definitely not a fan of it when Bob brought it back. I think the energy is good on here. I could do without it and probably would have preferred other things there. But it's a fun Good Lovin'. But then we get a really nice St. Stephen. Short, to the point, but good energy. Into a Not Fade Away that's super short. Into a Going Down the Road Feeling Bad that feels a little more relaxed and fleshed out. Back into Not Fade Away. And then we close out the whole thing with a Turn On Your Love Light. And that's another one I'm not a big fan of. But the first jam, like after we get like Pigpen doing his stuff for a couple minutes, we go into that first really long jam. That first jam is pretty tasty. And it's just, again, they're not doing anything really out there. They're kind of staying within the limits of what they normally do with a Love Light, but it's really good energy. It's a good listen. This is only like a 19-minute Love Light, so I'm a lot more open to hearing a 19-minute Love Light than like a 30-minute Love Light. But it's a pretty good start. And that like first 6 or 7 minutes is really strong. I'm like, okay, I can stick around for a while. They're pretty good Love Light. But yeah, I can't say there's anything absolutely fantastic on this show, though there are some really sweet moments. The other one, the Not Fade Away Going Down from the main show, the dancing, pretty good, the Turn On. But yeah, it's just, the Dave's Pick series has been so absolutely incredible that I'm comparing this to other Grateful Dead concerts. This is one of those where I'm like, I'm always trying to find the reason. Like, what's the reason? This was released, and maybe it was just a matter of, hey, we haven't had a 71 show since volume 22, I think was the last one. So it's been a while. So let's just mix it up by getting a 71 show in there. A lot of 71s are similar to this, and like the song Heavy, Not the Jams, kind of the same jams. So I'm thinking it has to be for what the second set is bringing, but yeah, I don't know. Plus they had a good sound. Plus they had a good version of it, which of course probably makes some of these decisions easier, actually having a complete show from here. But yeah, so those are my thoughts. I enjoyed it. Not something I'm dying to go back to listen to, though if I do go revisit it, it probably will just be the second set, not the first set. Where would I rank it? I have it there at 47. I wanted to put it last, but just so 48 could be 48. But I do think it's a little bit better than 22. 22 is just long, has a lot of just almost 2 full discs of just songs. And I don't think, yeah, I think I like this one a little bit better. I definitely think Volume 3 is better than both these. Volume 3 is a Comes a Time on there. It's got a Dark Star on there on like the bonus disc. So the Volume 3, the bonus disc, kind of helps a little bit. So that's pretty cool. But anyways, yeah, I would put it all the way back at number 47. I would understand if people liked it more, if they're not into jams, because a lot of short songs, the performances are strong. The Keith energy is fantastic. But yeah, for me, it goes at the back of the list. I mean, I just kind of knew it going into it. I was like, I hate to be so obvious, but this is not the thing that scratches my itch. Though I did just notice there's a 71 all the way up at volume 26, all the way number 37. So we did get a 71 all the way up to 37. So it's not a completely bad year. Yeah, and that's right around the same time as this. Yeah, that's before and after this. So yeah, they were capable of pulling out some stops in 71. But this one, I enjoyed it. I just think Dave's picked better stuff. All right, that's all I got. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts on this show, on 71 for the Dead, all that kind of stuff in particular. Subscribe, like, share, comment, do all those things. And yeah, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. Peace. Talk to you later.